Hello, my stitchy friends. It's Shellie, the antique needleworker. I've come today to join with you and give you the Christmas tour of the mill and the main house. Currently, I'm standing on the front porch of the mill. I wanted you to see the Christmas tree through the window. You can see the airplane that flies along the top. It's got a banner on the back that says "Believe." It's so fun. But anyway, I figured the best place to start was out here so that you could see that tree behind me. Normally when I've done the other tour videos, I've taken you in through the front door. I'm not going to take you through the front door tonight. I'm going to take you through the garage entrance because we go through that entrance. And you've never been that way. And there's, I've decorated the entry of that, and there's a little bathroom you've never seen, and I think I'll walk you in there really, really quick. But I'm so excited to share with you Christmas here at the mill and in the main house. I waited till evening time because, quite frankly, when I tried to videotape during the day, I just felt it lost some of its splendor because of the light taking away from the lights. So I'm not going to hold you up anymore. I'm going to hop on over to the door and I will take you in and we'll start looking at Christmas. Okay, friends, this is the entrance that we always enter into. It is right by the water wheel, which is turned off because it's so cold. But anyhow, this is the door we enter into. Love this sign, "Who's Your Santa?" And you, while you're visiting today, will see lots of greenery and lots of berries. You're going to kind of figure out that's my favorite thing. So let's head on in. Okay, this is the garage entrance. You see there's cars over there. But this is the way when I come out to the mill, I enter in. That is the kitchen doors right there. But anyway, we'll start right here. This is a very special piece that my mother had made for me. It's an antique cast iron bed head, and onto it was built this little shelf, and I love this. She brought this to me as a Christmas present about 5 years ago, and it was all decorated with the greenery and the birds and the snowflakes, and I just love it. There you saw just recently when I finished that Prairie Schooler. I'll just take it slow so you can enjoy. I love my primitive snowmen and mice. And then I do collect these antique Santas. I love them. As well, that year, my mother, she had this made for me as well. It is an antique window, and it's decorated with this big basket. I did add to it. I used a quilt, and I made the mittens to go on it. Now, before we head on into the mill, you've never seen the little bathroom out here. It looks like its own little building, doesn't it? This was the sign on my dad's barber shop. See, my dad was a barber. And when he passed away, I got that. But in here is the garage bathroom, and it's as cute as can be. I thought you'd want to see it. Looks like an old cabin in here. But what's so cute is, look, we had the sink made out of an old wash tub. And then on the ceiling, we have stuff everywhere, don't we? This is funny. This was a Christmas white elephant gift. Funny enough, came just like that, but underneath of it, there was a $25 gift certificate. You should give that as a white elephant. They thought they got a plunger, but they got a gift certificate. So that's one of my favorite white elephants. But anyhow, I have to plug my lights in here, but this is the little bathroom. Now I'll take you in and we will go visit the inside of the mill. I'm so excited. It's our most favorite time of the year. Okay, when you walk into the mill kitchen, you get the first two trees. There are 3 full-size trees out here. If you stand and stare at this for a minute, you'll see it's rotating. And we don't even decorate it. We just put a little gingham under it and let it be beautiful. Because like I said, I love berries and greenery. It's so pretty on its own. But this is a new addition this year. And I said this was the grandkids' woodland tree. If you notice, there's little owls. Aren't they cute? And little foxes. And little birds and wooden snowflakes. It just looks like the mill, doesn't it? I love the little hoot owls. They're so cute. So I did that one and I said, that's the grandkids' tree. So that's when you very first walk in the door. And of course we have lights on the inside. We decorate the popcorn wagon. Wouldn't that be neat to see a popcorn wagon coming down the street with those beautiful lights on it? Oh, and look, here's the shiny brights. We keep those in that little sleigh. And I'll turn around before I go over and show you the village. This is the other side of the living room. This is one of my favorite advents. We have multiples, but this one is little drawers, candles and greenery. Gotta love that. There's one of my Christmas quilts I made. And then over here, my daughter made this for my husband and I. These are our dads. And it says, Christmas in heaven, what do? They come down to earth to spend time with you, to save them a seat. So save them a seat, just one empty chair. You may not see them, but they will be there. That was one of our Christmas presents one year because both of our daddies are gone. Love that. And then, of course, greenery. And these old stockings I put together. Applique. They're old, but I love them. And I love the greenery. And this is another stocking that I put together with just little things on it. And that, we don't have the elf on the shelf. We have a little gnome, and we call him Pepper. And we tell the grandkids, you better watch it. Pepper's watching you. Oh, my goodness. But we head over this way. I love these little winter. These actually are ornaments. And if you put them on your tree, you can put a light under them. And you can always see a gingerbread man in them. My favorite place, a mill, and then the Cracker Barrel, the clock shop, and the church. But I just think they look cute over here. They get lost in the tree. And then my favorite Christmas spot in the whole mill is right here. This is my favorite thing, is to set up my town. This is just the joy of my Christmas decorating. I do the town all by myself. And these are the family stockings along the top. Of course, there's the tree. Now the tree can be, you can click it and it can be white lights, but my husband and I love, we have the lights from when we were children, and so we keep it on the colored lights. Now I'll take you through the village. This is the quilt shop. And this is the gas station. And this is just some houses and children playing in the snow. Over here, there's the dog walking park. And the antique shop is right behind it. That's City Hall. And then this is like Town Square. And we've got the popcorn store there, the cocoa store, the fountain, and nativity, and town Christmas tree. Of course, I have a barber shop now, don't I? This is the tree lot in town. Over here in the country, there's a whole nother tree lot, a bowling alley, and I love it, the Piggly Wiggly. You gotta have the pig. And then Santa's toy shop. We're gonna go from the city over here, and we're gonna go around the front of the tree, and there's the toy shop, and the greenhouse. And this is the country Christmas tree lot. There is Santa taking off, and the train station, and the little boy building a snowman. There's a barn, of course there is. And then this is the ice skating. And that's the water tower. And that's a grist mill back there. And there's a little tiny village over there in the front of the tree, and there's a duck pond in front of the houses. Let me see if I can't pull in really close for you. But I just thoroughly enjoy to set up the village. It's my favorite part. And right here in front of the tree is the beauty spot. Everyone comes at Christmas and stands here. And if you ever see my profiles at Christmas time, this is where family pictures are taken right here by everyone who comes. So anyway, that is some of my very favorite decorating right there. Now I'll walk you back and I'll show you some, we missed this little table. Just some candles and a Santa clock, and that's a little piece of my stitching. On the Christmas tree, I failed to show you, but on this tree and the one in the main house living room, it has ornaments on it. I make ornaments every single year for my family, or we've made them together. That ornament right there, that's baby's first Christmas. That's my oldest son, my oldest child. That was his very first Christmas ornament. So that is the first ornament we got with children that started it. My husband's great-grandmother sent that to us. And then there's little ornaments like this. And then the tradition has been passed down, and some of the grandkids have begun to make their own too. And there's old-fashioned ornaments on here. Gifts. So it's an old-fashioned tree for sure. Jerry's grandmother, she made, the very first year we were married, do you see that cardinal up there? She made that, she stitched it, three-dimensional with plastic canvas. But yeah, sentimental very much in this family. So the ornaments are covered in memories. Okay, let's walk this way, and I'll take you over to the kitchen. Isn't Christmas glorious? I just love it. So over here, I've decorated the table. Like I said, I love berries. So there's berries and greenery. Before we do the table, let's take a look at the fireplace. I just love it. I don't have to do much because everything up there is very, very primitive. So the candles and the lantern there, those are already there, and the sheep, and there's green, red berries up on the mantle already. I just had to add the green garland and berries in front of the mantle, and then I made those stockings out of antique quilt. And so really, that's all I had to do to zhuzh it up, was put the greenery on the front and hang the 2 stockings, and there was Christmas. And then on the butter churn, I did put that. But on the table here, this is an old crock, and I just put greenery and berries in it. And this is a old toolbox. And on this side, if you can believe it, this beautiful cloche, I bought it at the Dollar General about 4 years ago. I'll prove it to you. It was $10. See? Can you believe that? That's the best $10 ever. But I try to decorate both sides of this, so when you're sitting at the table, that both sides of the toolbox are decorated. This is my tiered tray that I had Anne from 1803 Ohio Farmhouse Baskets. She wove this tiered tray, and I filled it with felt gingerbread, girls and boys, and felt starlight mints. So cute. I love gingerbread at Christmas. I'll take you around the other side so you can see what's on the other side of the toolbox. See, that way, no matter what side you're sitting on, you get some decor. I stitched that. That's Stitching with the Housewives. It's Mrs. Claus's cookies with a little gingerbread. And I always keep this here. This is an antique piece of quilt. And then we'll travel over this way. And up here, my husband bought me this. This is a Scentsy, so it's got the wax melts in the back, but it's really pretty when the lights are dim at night. And then just a little, the light's very dim on this, but it's a water globe. And then I decorated this. This is one of my old antique butter churns. I just put some ribbon and some little lights in it. And this, Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilt, she made that, and I attached it there. Thought it looked really good. So I enjoy that. And then over here, this is my winter tea set. And it's got foxes and owls on it. That's why when I put up that little tree over there, I thought it just went really, really well. And then 2 primitive Christmas trees. And then I have these sitting in sundry places. These are antique, not the base. The base, that actually, Sylvia with Running with Needles and Scissors, my friend, had talked about these, and I bought a case of them, but she's got a pattern coming out. But I thought they would be perfect because I sit these antique postcards out. See? And let me pull it closer. This is from 1914. It is post-stamped December 22nd, 1914, and it was sent to Rome, New York. Oops, sorry about that. But anyway, I love to sit my antique postcards around, and they make really cute decor. And then over here, I try not to make it too filled up because the living room is so busy, busy, busy with all the lights. Of course, we have the countdown to Christmas. Grandkids love to turn that. And I love the lanterns and with the greenery and berries and the candles. I just think they're pretty. And I love this wreath. Let me pull in on it so you can see what it says. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Of course it has a sheep on it. And then the little Santa, Mr. and Mrs. Santa mugs on the antique little scales. And then more candles. I got new aprons. My girls will be here Saturday, and Veda, and we will be cooking because this kitchen on Sunday will have about 40 or 50 people in it because Christmas Eve is spent in the mill with both sides of our family. And so the girls will come and help me, and we will cook and prepare for Sunday when everyone comes. Just a little decor over here on the little banquette. And then over here, this is a tiered tray, and I keep this jadeite ware there. And I got this from the Honey House up the street. They pour with their wax candles, and they're just so pretty. And this is some stitching. The year I got married, our neighbor down the street, her name was Dorothy, she had cancer and she was passing away. And one of the last things Dorothy did was she stitched these on plastic canvas and made a set for my mother-in-law, and she made a set for me and a set for my sister-in-law. And these are precious to us. Every one of us sit our Dorothy coasters out at Christmas, but I no longer allow anyone to use them because they're precious to me and I don't want them to be harmed. So, but I do set them out. And then over here is Mr. Santa. And then on the coffee, another one of the antique postcards. So that's a little peek of the mill and what Christmas looks like in here. And I hope that you enjoyed that, but I'm not going to stop the video right there. I promised you I'd take you and show you the main house. So why don't we head on over there? Okay, friends, we're at the front door of the main house, and I will take you in. Okay. When you first enter in, I have my nativity set up right here on the side table next to my beautiful stitching. And then this is the main house entryway. This is one of the trees that I have set up. It has Frosty's hat, and I love the icicles on it. That's the kitchen in there. This in the summertime, I'll take a tour here and show you this. In the bright mornings, I'll sit here sometimes and stitch. So that's a wonderful, there's the door that goes outside, and above it there's a skylight. And so sometimes I stitch there. I thought you might want to know that. And while we're standing this way, I will come this way because you might not know, but right outside this door, that's where the greenhouse is. And isn't that pretty? It actually has its own wreath and its plant box decorating it. So that's right out the main house back porch. So anyway, all right, let's head back around here. This is one of my beautiful Christmas cactuses, and this is a cabinet filled with mementos and pictures of my family. This is, let me see if I can't open this while we're standing here. That right there is my grandma Honey, right there when she was a little girl, and that's my great grandparents and my dad. And that's my mom and my aunt. And yep, I love this cabinet. That was just a little side note there while we were coming by. Okay. This is the table in the entryway. I like to decorate it. I just did this piece in the Jingle Ball when I took the festive banners with Liz Matthews. And more lanterns. And I love this old looking Victorian Santa. My mother-in-law gave us that. It's just so, so cute. And it's a pretty plate, a decorative plate my mom bought us years and years ago. And I'll take you in the kitchen. As you can see, as I said before, I just love berries. That chandelier stays covered in those berries all year long. But this is my tablescape. I put another antique postcard in that arrangement when I made that arrangement. And that's my winter tea set. That was a gift from my husband years ago. I absolutely love it. But this is what that looks like. There's the advent for the grandkids in this kitchen. And then over here, this Frosty, I have, the year I got married, you could buy these at the craft store and then you brought them home and you painted them. And this was the first one I ever did. But I have a box of these. Not all of the decorations make it out every year, you know. You just, it's however it feels, but he never fails to come out. So my kids, when they lived at home, they would have to get assignments to who got to write on Frosty's chalkboard. And this, I don't know if you can see this really well. There's carolers in front of a tree. It looks like a big water globe, but it's just, it's a bubble. Just love I love lights, don't you? So I decorate this normally is covered in teapots and a little stitching. But for Christmas, I switched that over. And then over here, above the bar, those berries on that light, they stay there all year long. I love that look. I bought them at the primitive shop, but they sure do look good for Christmas. And then I sure do love gingerbread houses, don't you? In this kitchen, you haven't seen it. This one has an antique stove as well. And this is the kitchen where I cooked meals for my family for the whole entirety of raising children. And on Christmas morning, one of the sweet things that I count as an absolute privilege is my children, they will be here on Christmas Eve night, but they will come home after they open up gifts with their children and their spouses, and they will come home on Christmas morning still, and they will come and open gifts with my husband and myself, and I have a grand breakfast all planned for them. And it's always biscuits and gravy and something to go with that. That's one of my antique Santas. I have to pick up his, for the back of his sack, I always fill it with candy canes, but I haven't got them for the grandkids yet. And that's another one of my antique postcards. But yes, this kitchen will be alive with the kids and grandkids on Christmas morning. Biscuits and gravy. This year's menu is going to be a breakfast casserole, biscuits and gravy, and fruit, coffee, and hot chocolate. So when they make it here, they will have their breakfast waiting for them, and they will come over here into this living room over here, and they will open up their gifts just like they did as children. This is a cloche I did. Absolutely, like I said, berries and Christmas greenery. You'll see a lot of my photography with this set of boxes. This is where I take those pictures. And you know what? While I'm talking about that, let me head back to the kitchen for half a second. You might have recognized when I was standing over here at this little bar, I take pictures on here too. The lighting is perfect. And I have 4 different types of these. I love these runners and placemats. This is my winter set. This has birds and berries, and I have a red set, a black set, and a blue set as well. But when you'll notice, that's next time you see a picture on Instagram or on Facebook, you'll say, oh, Shellie took that in the kitchen. So anyhow, let's head back this way. So they will spread out here in the living room. Every gift under this tree right now, that's all the grandkids' gifts. And it's all ready for them to come, and we will decorate. My mother-in-law, the whole time my husband grew up, had a tree topper just like that. And we've all hunted them down. And I have mine and a backup. But my sister-in-law, us, and my mother-in-law, that is our topper. She got her first one at Kmart. So we all have the same topper. Over here, this is the main house living room. That's where Jerry sits. And that's my stitchy spot right there. And those are all my sweet family right there. You can hear my Christmas tree lights over here now. I'm all wrapped and ready. This is all the presents for all my children and their spouses. But this Christmas tree, I've had it for years. Listen to it. The two, and the one on the other end, they're so old they make noise, but I turned them on just for you. My newest and one of my new favorite decorations that I bought is that swans this year. I bought those in a manna when I was out there at the general store, and I just think they're beautiful. I'm going to leave them there and change the greenery. I decorate that with stitching and old books, and so I will leave the swans up because I just think there's something so pretty. So I'm all ready for Christmas. And like I said, this is my stitchy spot. This is where I sit, right here, right there. And this is where I talk about, I've got my handkerchief box with all my goodies in it. And that came from Gabri. And my hoops, and that's my Ort bin. I just hang my hoops over it. But so, anyhow, one more place I'll show you, because you're going to get excited, because I'm going to show you. There's the behind the couch bin. See, look, I filled the bin, and then I have it stacked up, but after Christmas, we're going to go through that together. So anyhow, this is the decorations for Christmas in the main house. Well, friends, I sure did enjoy bringing you in and showing you a little bit of what Christmas looks like here in Ohio in my mill house, in my main house. I thank you so much for watching, and I just want to wish each and every one of you a blessed and Merry Christmas.